What if the one habit that can change your whole mind in 7 days is so simple that most people ignore it? Most people think big change needs big effort. They think they need a new job, a new city, a new routine, or a complete life reset before they can finally feel better. But the truth is, real change often starts much smaller than that. Sometimes it starts with one quiet habit that looks too simple to matter. That is the strange part. The thing that changes everything usually does not look powerful at first. We live in a world where people react too fast. One bad message can ruin the whole mood. One insult can stay in the mind for hours. One failure can turn into a whole story of self-doubt. Because of this, many people feel weak without even knowing why. Their mind is always busy, always tense, and always ready to explode. Stoic philosophy teaches the opposite. It teaches a person to slow down, stay aware, and stop letting every outside thing control their inner world. This hidden Stoic habit is powerful because it attacks the real problem. The real problem is not life itself. The real problem is how quickly we react to life. When you learn this habit, you stop living like a machine that gets pushed by every emotion. You start becoming someone who thinks before acting. You stop losing peace over small things. And that change begins to show fast. In just 7 days, this habit can shift the way you see stress, pressure, and even disrespect. It does not make life perfect, but it makes you stronger inside it. And once your mind becomes harder to shake, everything around you starts to feel different too. The strange part is that this habit sounds almost too small to matter, yet Stoics treated it like a secret weapon. They understood something most people miss. The mind does not become weak because life is hard. It becomes weak because we keep feeding it noise, reaction, and panic. So this hidden habit is not about forcing yourself to be perfect. It is about creating a pause between what happens and how you respond. That pause is where power begins. Most people live the other way round. Someone says one rude thing and they react instantly. One problem appears and their mind jumps to the worst case. One delay happens and they feel like everything is falling apart. But Stoic thinking says this: do not hand your peace to every event that passes in front of you. That one idea can change how you carry yourself in every room, every conversation, and every problem. Now here is where it gets interesting. This habit is not loud. It does not look impressive on the outside. Nobody claps for it. Nobody even notices it at first. But inside your mind, something starts to change. You begin to feel less pulled by emotion. You start seeing things more clearly. The same situations that once made you angry, anxious, or confused no longer control you the same way. And that is exactly why this habit is hidden. It works quietly, but its effect is huge. Stoics used this kind of practice because they knew that a calm mind is harder to attack. When you stop reacting too fast, people can no longer manipulate you so easily. When you stop chasing every feeling, your decisions become cleaner. When you stop letting outside chaos enter your inner world, you become harder to break. And that is the point nobody tells you at first. But the real question is this: why does this tiny habit create such a big shift in just 7 days? The answer is more surprising than most people expect. Because once your mind starts practicing restraint, it begins to build a new identity. Not overnight, but fast enough that you can feel it. By the next part, you will see exactly how this small change starts rewriting the way you think, feel, and respond. By day 1, the change feels small, almost invisible. You catch yourself before reacting, and that is already different from your old pattern. Normally, you would speak fast, reply fast, or think fast in a way that makes the problem bigger. But now there is a pause. It feels awkward at first because your mind is used to instant reaction. Still, that one pause is the beginning of control. On day 2, you start noticing how often your emotions try to lead you. A small comment can still bother you, but now you see it happening instead of getting lost inside it. That is a major shift. Most people are trapped because they feel everything and question nothing. But when you begin to observe your own mind, you stop becoming a slave to every feeling that passes through it. This is where the habit starts building real strength. By day 3, the same problems begin to feel less heavy. The world has not changed, but your response has. You are no longer making every issue mean something bigger than it is. A bad mood does not become a bad day. A delay does not become disaster. A rude person does not get to control your whole energy. This is one of the main Stoic victories. When you stop exaggerating pain, pain loses some of its power. Day 4 is where the habit starts feeling real. You begin choosing your response instead of falling into it. Someone pushes your buttons, but you do not explode as easily. Something stressful happens, but you do not rush into panic. You think first. You breathe first. You decide first. That may sound simple, but for a mind that used to live in chaos, it is a big win. This is the stage where people around you may not notice the change yet, but you feel it very clearly inside yourself. By day 5, your thoughts become cleaner. You are not wasting as much energy on useless arguments, imaginary problems, or overthinking what others may be thinking. That mental space matters more than most people realize. A calm mind can plan better, speak better, and live better. When your inner noise goes down, your real intelligence becomes easier to use. This is why Stoic habits are not just emotional tools, they are power tools. On day 6, the habit starts affecting your presence. You seem quieter, but not weak. Slower, but not passive. Calm, but not empty. This is the stage where people often start treating you differently, even if they cannot explain why. They feel that you are no longer easy to shake. You are less emotional, less reactive, and less available for manipulation. That alone changes relationships, conversations, and even the way conflict reaches you. By day 7, the full effect becomes clear. You do not become a different person, but you become a more controlled version of yourself. You are still human. You still feel. But now your feelings are not driving the whole car. You are. And once that happens, life starts feeling less chaotic. The same pressure that used to crush you now feels more manageable. The same people who used to drain you now have less access to your peace. That is why this habit matters so much. In just 7 days, it does not fix everything, but it changes the foundation. And when the foundation changes, everything built on top of it starts to change too. Now you know the truth. Real power is not always loud. Sometimes it is the quiet habit of pausing, watching, and choosing your response before the world chooses it for you. That is what makes a mind harder to break, harder to manipulate, and harder to defeat. If you practice this for even a few days, you will start noticing the difference in how you handle stress, disrespect, and pressure. You will think more clearly. You will react less. You will feel more in control of your own life. And once that shift begins, it is very hard to go back to the old version of yourself. But here is the real test. Will you actually do it, or just admire the idea and move on? Most people love powerful ideas, but very few people live them. That is why their life stays the same. The habit only works when you use it in real moments, especially when your emotions are trying to take over. So today, start small. Before you react, pause. Before you answer, breathe. Before you let anger lead, ask yourself whether this deserves your peace. That 1 second of control can change your whole direction. If this message hit you, then you already know this channel is for you. Subscribe to Silent Power Psychology for more deep mind shifts, stoic strength, and powerful psychology that helps you think sharper, stay calmer, and live stronger. Because in a world full of noise, the silent mind wins.